जय श्री गिरिधारी चैतन्य प्रभु की सर्वज्ञ विनाश लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की भक्त शिरोमणि भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गौर प्रेमानंद.
Hare Krishna to all. Thank you, Prabhuji, for blissful Kirtana. Today we'll learn about chapter 18, which is the perfection of renunciation. So here in this chapter, Arjuna asked Krishna about the purpose of the tyaga or the sacrifice or the renounced order of life like the sannyasa. And also in this chapter we'll learn more about how to perform our duties without attachment with the results. And there are different we'll also learn about actions, like how our action is performed with the help of different causes. So Prabhuji will explain more in detail. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Once again, welcome to all. Now, as I said, so during Mangalacharan, there will be screenshot of the photo. So Raju Prabhu will be doing this. Raju Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu, I will be taking the screenshot.
Okay. Should I stop the sharing or is it okay?
No, Prabhu, you can continue, Prabhu. I'll take it.
Fine. Okay. So today is the 18th chapter, Perfection of Renunciation. So this 18th chapter is something like a conclusion. And today is not the last session of ours. Tomorrow we'll have another session, conclusive session of all the 18 chapters. Just some brief, just the overview. We'll see all the 18 chapters for tomorrow. Then we'll have the chanting sessions. Okay. So today, Arjuna asking many questions and Krishna is answering almost all the Bhagavad Gita portions will come, as we saw in the second chapter, same 18th chapter. There's something like completion, but the last verse is more important. Last verse and previous to that, 66th verse, Krishna says, what is the purpose of life? Okay, so now let us start Mangalacharan prayers, speaking prayers to Guru and Krishna, so that by their blessings, mercy, we can make our life. Okay, this is all. Hold our hands and request once again to turn on your videos and sit still, and the light should be in the front so that your face visibility should be. Okay. Now let us chant Mangalacharan. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine. Nama Acharya Padaya Nityakripapadaaya Gaura Gadadamadaya Nagragram. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bangam Langayate Girinat Kripatamaham Nandam Gurum Dinataranam Paramanandam Madhavam. So let us first offer our humble prayers and thanks, gratitude to His divine grace. Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So till yesterday it was something like someone we are saying his thanks and showing our gratitude. But after seeing yesterday's session, we just now are able to understand what is Srila Prabhupada, how much he has sacrificed for us. So one person, one devotee is sufficient to make millions and millions of souls to be liberated. Such kind of a soul is Srila Prabhupada, such a great Acharya. Okay, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So before starting the 18th chapter, 17th chapter, what did we see? FACE, face, under the acronym face. Faith, very first thing is faith in three modes. So it is a continuation of the 16th chapter, that who doesn't follow the instructions of Krishna, who doesn't take Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, the instructions of the Supreme Lord, and what would happen to them? So their faith goes based on their modes. A person who is in Tamoguna, in a passion or ignorance, just he goes accordingly. Then austerities. So in faith, worship, food, sacrifice, conduct, speech, mind control, all the way. How these three gunas or the three modes of material nature is working on us. Now we are influenced by the modes. Then the charity. We saw how important is charity and what kind of a charity should we give. Then enjoyer of everything. So this is the Supreme Lord. So when we know this, the absolute knowledge, and then we start our life accordingly. All our life's activity should be based on pleasing the Supreme Lord. Then that is the perfection of life, and that is Shuddha Sattva. We go beyond this three gunas, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Yeah. And today it is the 18th chapter. And 18th chapter is a little big, and we have made in this 5 portions. Summary of Karma Yoga, modes of nature, ideal worker, love of God, and end results. As usual, we'll start with a small story. And today's important verse is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papyabhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha. Krishna is saying, just surrender to me. How much ever the sinful they have done, reactions you have, or whatever the sinner you are, not a problem. You surrender unto me. I will just liberate you. All your sinful reactions, results will be vanished. It turns to ashes just by surrendering unto me. So during Ramanujacharya period, there was a great devotee by name Dasarathi. Dasarathi was such a great philosopher. What I can say, he was such talented person or the intelligent person. Even sometimes Ramanujacharya, while giving his pravachan or a class, and he forgets some verses, he will ask Dasarathi, what is that in some Agni Purana, what some Purana, Padma Purana? He will say the verse. Such was the scholarly knowledge of Dasarathi. So here, once he had a doubt. What is the meaning of Sarva Dharman Parityajya? Then he came to his spiritual master, who Ramanujacharya. Please let me know the meaning of Sarva Dharman Parityajya. See, not that he don't know anything. He knows everything, but he wants to know what is the inner meaning of it. As the essence of Bhagavad Gita we are discussing, the same with the essence of that particular shloka. Then he goes, he pleases his spiritual master, and finally says, see, I am not qualified to answer this question. Ramanujacharya is saying, I am not qualified to answer this question. You can go to my spiritual master and he might answer. That is Shailapura. You can go and ask him. Okay, you will go there and you will be serving for somewhere around 6 months or something. Then Shailapura will ask, who are you? Then you say, I'm Dasarathi. Oh, Dasarathi, what is that? You are coming and serving here. And he says, no, my spiritual master said, I need an answer. So he asked you to ask you. I said, oh, this is the question. Then see who better than Ramanujacharya can answer this question. Some other reason might be so he has sent you here. Please once again go to Ramanujacharya and ask him the same question. So once again he is sent back. Now he is standing in front of Ramanujacharya with folded hands. Please, Shailapurna has not answered me, so it is you who have to answer. Meanwhile, what happened? A lady enters the ashram in tears in her eyes, in a very sorrow mode she enters. And actually she is Mahapurna's daughter, Ramanujacharya's spiritual master's daughter. She enters, then Ramanujacharya is asking, what happened, my dear? What is it? And she says, no, in my husband's house, there's a lot of problem. So after getting married, there's a lot of problems. All the household work I should be doing. Beyond that, I have to get the water from past some 3 kilometers. I have to go and get it. It's very difficult for me. I requested that at least somebody you engage for getting the water at least. They were angry at me and they sent me back. Go to your father's house, get some servant for this. Then just hearing this, then my father said, I am itself a servant to everyone. Servant of servant I am. So where will I find for a servant? You can better go and ask my disciple Ramanujacharya. He can help you on this. And now I have come with you, to you. Please help me. And Ramanujacharya says, I have the best servant of you. He can cook for you. He can clean the vessels. He can get the water. He can wash the clothes. He can do everything. He's perfect in everything. And he sees towards Dasarathi. Then Dasarathi gives the obeisances to his spiritual master. He says, I have understood, my dear spiritual master. I'll be the servant for her. I'm going. Just he goes behind that lady. He goes to the house. He starts cooking. And Dasarathi, a great scholar, was even giving the shloka to Ramanujacharya. Such a person is going and serving as a menial servant in some household, some housekeeper's house, like a maid servant. Is going, is cooking there, washing the clothes, getting the water, everything is doing there. After a few days, one person entered to that village, and he was giving pravachan. Some small scholarly persons will be there. They'll be giving classes. No? So he sat there, and they arranged a big asana for him. He sat there and he was giving the verse Sarvadharman Parityaji, was explaining there. And Dasarathi, hearing that, he was disturbed a lot. What kind of an explanation is giving? He came out and said, what kind of explanation you're giving? This is not right. And while saying this, he was in a dress of a cook and holding that, what you call it, sauto or something, the spoon for cooking. He was holding that and he was saying, this is not right. He said, what is the work? You are only a cook. Go and do your job. Don't come and instruct me what should I do. Okay, he went away. Once again, he started explaining in some other way. Then it was not tolerable for Dasarathi. He came out. He started explaining this Sarvadharman Parityaja. Same verse which he asked spiritual master. Just hearing the words of Dasarathi, everyone turned towards him. The person who was sitting on the hasan where he just got down. Step after step, finally he came to the lotus feet of Dasarathi. Everyone started giving obeisances to him. My dear master, who are you? You're explaining so beautifully. Who are you? Then he said, with a shy, he said, I am Dasarathi, servant of Ramanujacharya. Just hearing Dasarathi, the name of Dasarathi. See, those days, just to hear, oh, there's a great scholarly person with the Ramanujacharya, it is Dasarathi. But they don't know what is this, well, who is he? And now hearing his name, everybody gave a posted obeisances. And that house, they came out running. They said, so many it was you who served us. I don't know for which hell we are going to go, taking service from such a great personality. And they arranged for a pallaki, flower pallaki. They made him to sit and they carried Ramanujacharya. Everyone gave obeisances. They requested Ramanujacharya, please don't do this once again. We all become sinners by taking service from your disciples. It was a big story. And finally, Dasarathi, he goes to Ramanujacharya. And then Ramanujacharya says, who better can understand Sarvadharman Parityaja meaning other than you, Dasarathi? Because the meaning of Sarvadharman Parityaja is how seriously you take the words of spiritual master. How much you are surrendered to the spiritual master's words, not Krishna's words. The same thing will be said by spiritual master. So how far you are surrendered, how much you are to the which extent you are surrendered. Even as a servant to some household's work. Just imagine that is Sarvadharman Parityaja. Okay. Okay, now let us go. And today's acronym is SMILE. Let the smile be in our whole life after hearing this Bhagavad Gita. Okay. SMILE, summary of Karma Yoga, modes of nature, idle worker, love, ordained result. Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. It's here. Summary of Karma Yoga. 1 to 18 verses. Krishna is saying about Karma Yoga. As we saw in the Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, 3rd chapter. Karma Yoga, then it comes to Jnana Yoga, then it comes to Dhyana Yoga, then it's Bhakti Yoga. So true renunciation. Acting with detachment is true renunciation and brings freedom from reaction. Very simple. Yukta Vairagya and Algu Vairagya. We saw that how is a pretender who just does in activities, give up everything, but internally having all the desires is a pretender. But rather do all the activities internally, meditate on the Supreme Lord. You are everything doing to please the Lord. That's what Krishna says. Tasmat sarveshu mam anusmara yuddhicha. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhicha. Think of me and you fight. Because you're a Kshatriya, do your duties. Same thing to our instructions that whatever we are a household, something housewife or something a businessman or a working person, do your job. Always think of Krishna. Think to please him by our activities. That is karma yoga. Karmanyevadhikarasya ma paleshu kadachana ma pala karmagu etu sangosmi karmani. So do your activities, but the results to be offered to the Lord. Then detached from fruits, but not those activities themselves, not the fruits. And renounced order of life, sannyasa, renunciation of the fruits of action, yaga, are the same. And here Krishna is saying even a sannyasi and the householder is both the same. Sometimes even the householder is greater than the sannyasi because he's taking his duties, he's doing his duties, he's taking up his responsibilities, and he's detached. But a sannyasi is giving everything and is going out. Yes, he is also a renunciant, but even the grihasthas are greater than sannyasis. That's what they both are same. Krishna considers both same. He considers the service of Hanuman and the service of a squirrel both in the same platform. So we don't know, oh, this person is doing more, I'm doing less, we think, or I'm doing more, that person is doing less. No, how Krishna takes is more important. He takes everything. He sees the internal things. Bhavagrihi Janardana. What is your mood inside? What is your thought process? What's your attitude? All those internally it does change, not external activities. It is not based on external activities. And sometimes we think, oh, let us renounce this. After hearing all this, we'll want to become a great Tyagi now. Sometimes we are not able to give up small things. A small story, I'll say for this. Once in an office, so one boss came and he just chastised one person because he did not do his job on time and something. He just chastised in front of everyone. He was insulted very badly and finally said, my life has become waste. Let me give up my life. He just said, I'm going to suicide. They were holding him. He said, no. I cannot leave after this. I'm going to die today. He was going on a railway track to suicide to give his head under a train. So while going, one person came there and he asked, what are you? Where are you going? He said, no, this is what happened in morning's day. It was I was insulted very badly. So I decided to suicide. So I'm going. Okay, fine. You're going to get suicide or to give your head under a train. You're carrying a big carrier, which is of 5 or 7 layers of carrier. What is this? He said, what do you know? You know about Indian railways? It always comes 1 hour or 2 hours late. Anyhow, I'm decided to die. Should I die in a hunger also? Starving, I should die. So when it's get late, I'll have my lunch. Understood this? What is this? He is not ready to renounce his one meal and he's thinking to give up his life. Do you think is it possible? He cannot give. When the train comes, he'll run away and come back. That's it. So we are not able to do small things. We cannot renounce our small things. And we think, oh, I'll become a great renouncer. I'm going to give up everything. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, I'll become a great devotee or a person, something like that. Let us try from the basic, from the small to big. Let us try to give up something in which is now I'm very much attached. Let us give up that small things. Then later we can think about doing something big. Okay. Work performed in this way is renunciation in the mode of goodness. The person who does in this way is the mode of goodness. Okay. Then true renunciation. Nahi deha brata sakyam yaktam karmani asheshataha yastu karma palatyakti satyagiti abhidhiyate. It is indeed impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced. It's difficult to renounce all the activities. As I was saying in the 3rd chapter, even during sleep, you'll be doing one or the other activities, at least mentally. See, a person who is in coma also is always doing something other than mentally. So actions, so reactions is always there for it. So, but a person who's internally renounced, who gives up the fruits without any expectation, he does all the work to please the Lord. So he is the greatest renunciate. Yeah, actually, that is the true renunciation. And motivation from false ego. See, therefore, one who thinks himself the only doer, not considering the five factors, is certainly not very intelligent and cannot see things as they are. And you should read this Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter or the PDF. You can see that there are five factors for a activity to be done. So the endeavor of the person, and the field of activity, something like this. And then the final thing is the Lord. Final thing is the Lord. Definitely we need an endeavor to do. Finally, Lord's permission. After that, it becomes a person who is ignorant. He thinks, see, I'm doing so much. I'm endeavoring so much to do it. So it's happening. Where is God here? There is no God. Ignorant person, a foolish person thinks in such a way. But we shouldn't be a foolish person. Definitely, we need the endeavor. We should have the endeavor to do. And finally, by Lord's mercy, it gets clear. Then does not consider the final doer the supreme Lord. Motivated by false ego, consider oneself as independent doer of one's action. In this way, we get binded more and more. That the false ego starts developing within us. It becomes more and more day by day. Now we are, I'm not offending, but still, now we are all small demons, A person who wants to lord over the nature is the demon because everything belongs to Supreme Lord and we want to possess something. So we're all small demons. And this increases day by day, day by day. Finally, we become something like Ravan and Hiranyakashipu because our modes starts developing accordingly. So we should be very careful. So we should know who is the ultimate reason for whatever the activity is, Supreme Lord. By His mercy, it's happened. If this knowledge is there, sufficient, that means we are protected. We are saved. And true motivation. Yasya nahang krito bhavo buddhir yasya nalipyate atvapi sa iman lokan nahanti na nibadyate. One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor is he born by his actions. Clear? A person, a true devotee, a pure devotee, even if he kills someone, is not getting any reactions. Unknowingly, every day we are killing so many living entities which are invisible to our naked eye. We are just doing that, and we are already, without doing any activities also, we are committing some of the other sins. But being a devotee, even if he kills, like Arjuna, he killed so many of them in the battlefield, but he was without any results because he did the job to please the Supreme Lord Krishna. Clear? This should be this is the real purpose of human life. Understanding how to get liberated from this material world. This is a practice. You do this here, you get liberated. The same thing you do in the spiritual world. Serve for the Lord. That is it. Okay. Motivation from Super Soul. Supreme Lord is the ultimate cause. One in complete Krishna consciousness under the direction of Super Soul within the heart is, as Paramatma is sitting within the heart, is instructing us. Every moment, every step is instructing us. Naturally not bound by any activity when we go according to the instructions of the Supreme Lord or externally spiritual masters, because we are still not so much elevated to hear Lord's words. So spiritual masters' words, the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, and we are not bound. We're not ultimately responsible for their actions. Anything we do, we are not responsible because we are doing as an instrument in the hands of the spiritual master. Then think Krishna as supreme cause, does not get enamored by the fruits of their actions. I am a servant. Why will a servant think about the profit or loss? Anything is happening, whatever the result might be, least bothered, because this Krishna is a owner, is a proprietor. Just I'm a servant. Yeah. Then not motivated by false ego. When you are a servant, why will you get false ego? You don't get. And intelligence is not entangled. Now the intelligence is not entangled. As I was saying, the very first chapter, all this problem started when Swajanam. When Arjuna saw in the middle of the battlefield that, oh, he is my spiritual master, he is my great grandfather, they are my friends, relatives, the problem started there. Here. So intelligence is entangled. Once you think it's Swajanam, once we are free from this, your intelligence is under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Yeah. The modes of nature. So modes, now you can see in this: knowledge, action or worker, understanding, determination, happiness. How these three modes are making us to work. The Sattva-guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Lord, once again, you can just imagine how important are these three modes. So many times from past, from the beginning, but I not say much because I don't know how far you'll be able to understand. We started in the 14th chapter. From the 14th chapter till today, it's in all the chapters, Krishna is saying the importance of these three gunas. Very important. Whom are we associating? Sometimes we think association of devotees. No. Association of the time, association of the activities, association of the speech, association of the thinking. So many things are there. Everything is based on these three modes. Now the knowledge. See this knowledge in which mode, how it works. Goodness sees everything as same spirit soul, absolute. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmanika Vihastani Shuni Itaiva Shapaka Pandita Samadarshinaha. Samadarshinaha. This is equal a person who is in Sattva-guna, who has understood the essence of this Bhagavad Gita. You'll see all the living entities in the same platform. And passion sees different soul in every body based on duality. The person who is in passion, he sees everything in a duality. Oh, this is a, see, even with the knowledge, oh, this is a dog soul, this is cat soul, this is animal soul, this is human soul. In this way, you might see. He may not be able to see the Paramatma within all the living entities, not claiming everyone to be equal. Some foolish person thinks, yes, he's equal, then he starts serving everyone in the same way, not considering the bodily something. So then ignorance attached to one kind of work as all in all, materialistic, this materialistic. Our knowledge is, as there I was saying one story of a person so ignorant. Finally, 25%, 50%, 100%, he was not able to swim. That story is. And sometimes we think ourselves very intelligent, but we come out as the greatest foolish. The small story, it's a little bit. Here, once in a classroom, a master wants to make everyone a fool. We also do the same thing. No? We want to make everyone fool so that I can show that I'm very brilliant, I'm very intelligent person. So he asked a question so that he wants no one to answer this peculiar question. So he asked all the students, see, from Bangalore to Mysore, it is 150 kilometers. Clear? Mathematical question. Bangalore to Mysore, it is 150 kilometers. Now, let me know what is my age. He's asking what is my age. Is anywhere related to this? And all the students are scratching their head. They're thinking, what kind of question is this? How to, everyone doing some other thing. And one person stood, Master, I can answer this. And now Master was surprised. Oh, how could you answer? Okay, what's the answer? My dear Master, exactly your age should be 48. And now this Master is scratching his head. How did he say perfectly? The question is nowhere it's related. Okay, did he say perfectly? He asked, how did you calculate? How did you come to know this? This is all common sense, my dear Master. I understood this. Oh, no, my brother is 24 years. Fine. Your brother might be 24 years. Then how did you calculate that my age 48? He says, my brother is half mental, half mad person. Fine, your brother might be half mental or half mad person. So why my age is 48 now? He says, you're a complete mad person. So your age is 48. Understood? because he wants to an answer with nowhere connected to the question. Those that in such way our questions are there, our activities are there to make fools of others. We ourselves becomes ignorant. Our life gets spoiled with certain materialistic intelligence. Okay. Now, action. In goodness, regulated, performed without attachment, love or hatred, without desire or fruitive results, false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm. This is in goodness. And goodness, when you do some actions, it is done on time. It is done perfectly. Nowhere it gets delayed, or nowhere it gets a very large difference also. Always, and you don't have much expectation for the results without love or hatred, and you don't develop false ego. Now, always you're enthusiastic, determined to do any job. For example, you are all on time coming and sitting for the sessions, and some they come after 6, after 6:15, after 6:30, something they'll come visit and go in this way all, because their modes will be accordingly. Clear? A person who is in Sattva Guna, in goodness, exactly knows 5:45 is the starting time. So 5:30 he will be there, he will chant with Srila Prabhupada, he will attend everything. Because he is in Sattva Guna. He is determined for his service, whatever he takes. So just see, in this only you could understand in which Guna am I? What was my actions for so many days? What I was doing for so many days? What is my behavior? Everything is based on 3 modes. Okay, now passion. Seeking to gratify senses from false ego. Attached to work and fruits of work. Greedy, envious, impure, moved by joy and sorrow. Seeking gratifying senses. The same, just I want to give the example, same example, because I was sitting here, I wanted you to understand. Some come here not very much attentive, just to show off. Yes, even I have attended that. Sometimes I'll be requesting to on the videos. They might even on the video also. Sit still, everything, but mind may not be here. No notes, not taking of any notes, not even having any thought process that I should develop these qualities in my life. Nothing, just sit, show that even my presence is there. Even I'm turning on the video, I'm sitting this way. Just some way to show up, but not there any purpose for it. And sometimes greedy, envious, all other kinds of work. An ignorant person performed in illusion without regular for scriptural injunctions. A person who is not here now. He may not be here also. Then without concern for future bondage. Is not least bothered what had happened to my life. What would happen after my death? Who knows whether after death there is life or no? Is an illusion. Then impelled by envy. Then causes violence or distress. By this, what happens? This is leading to another extreme to us. So this leads us to the violence. What is there? After this, there's no life. I can kill someone and snatch and be happy. That's it. After this, nothing. Yeah. Then engaged in work against the injunctions of scripture, materialistic, abstain, and cheating. See this day after day, day after day. You think, oh, it may not happen. No, it will happen. It may not happen in this life, but it will be continuing for your next life also. What you're developing now, the same consciousness continues for our next life. So now you might be a little bit small sinner or a small bad person. And it'll become a bigger bad person and a demon finally. So take care. The very beginning. Gidavagi bhagyadu maravagi bhagyadu. You're not able to change your attitudes in a very small. What could you do after becoming very big? So it's now the right time, because you're attending the sessions. Take it seriously and see that you become perfect in your life. With an understanding, goodness knows what is to be done and not done, what is to be feared and not feared, what is binding and liberating. This is Sattva goodness. He knows what to be done and not done, and most important, feared and not feared. And those days, for example, if somebody is taking a loan, the person who has given the loan is least bothered. He just forgets. And a person who has taken the loan, he suffers. He wants to repay it, because that is called the debt, the runa. For many lifetimes, it stays with me. So let me clear it up in this life. That person is not asking, but this person is working hard, is collecting, and is just clearing all its debts. Because he's with knowledge. He knows how this is binding him. And what will liberate? And is without in any debt. Is mukti from all the runas, no runas, nothing, it's every. Then he'll be liberated. He knows this knowledge. But nowadays it's right opposite. We take a loan, least bother to give back. And the person who is going a loan will be running behind us. See how ignorant we are. Because we don't know which to be feared and which not to be feared. Where we are getting binded. Oh, if this life, if I enjoy, that is sufficient. I'm least bothered for the next life, whatever happens to me. Yeah. And passion cannot distinguish between religious and irreligious. This person don't know what is religion and religion. What is dharma, dharma? What is a sin and what is a divine or what a demon? Something. You don't know good and bad things. Does not know what should be done and should not be done. Something foolish. But what to speak of? Ignorant person considers irreligion to be religion and vice versa. He thinks adharma is dharma and dharma is adharma. You can see even Duryodhana, the last he asked a question. What did Pandavas do the pious activities and what I did not do? Because I was a great charitable person than Pandavas. Because I was a king. At least they were banished to the forest. So a demon or a person, if ignorant, cannot understand certain things. Even we are in the same situation, we are not able to understand. So we should take the shelter of a spiritual master. Under the guidance of a spiritual master, we'll be able to implement the instructions of Krishna according to Bhagavad Gita. Okay, under spell of illusion and darkness, always in wrong direction. Because a person is in tamoguna, ignorance, whatever the decision he takes, it will be wrong. Hey, how come? Yes, because he is ignorant, he is in darkness. A person who is in darkness, however carefully he walks also, he will fall down because he is in darkness. He cannot see the road. He cannot see what is there in the front. Definitely he will fall down. It is understandable. Here, so improving our modes is more important. Okay, then determination, another point. There's goodness, unbreakable, steadfast, controls mind, life, and senses. Determination. Just see the example of you all 18 days attending the session, completely from the day one sitting and attending. Determination. There's so many. What was the strength in the very beginning? It is reducing day by day, day by day. Why? They are not determined in there. They are not in goodness. So see, we are also not in goodness. At least somewhere there's a prominence, no? Somewhere we come to in the goodness in the morning, so we are taking this determination. After that, it may not be, but now it might be in that way. So at least we are making our life perfect. But a person in passion and ignorance, he may not be determined. See, holds fast to fruitive results in economic development, religion, and sense gratification. Comes to the session, wants to expect something in 1 day or two, something he has to get out of it. Nothing is getting array. What is this 18 days? I have to waste my time. Just he cannot be till the end. And a person in ignorance cannot go beyond dreaming, lamentation, moroseness, illusion, and fear. That's a person who's not here. Every day alarm will be there. Every day he'll be thinking, let me attend the session, but till now he has not attended. Still he'll be planning. Okay, let me try for the next session. This scenario is finished. In this way, a person who is ignorant, he cannot even reach that. He cannot do that. So once he attends this session, at least he'll come to know what is binding me. Why is this happening? At least he'll try to come out of it. Ignorance. Even we don't know sometimes. We know what we are doing is wrong, but still we do that. Something we eating is wrong, seeing is wrong, doing is wrong. It's a sinful activity we know very well. When we are alone, we do something, one or the other thing, wrong things, which is hidden to others. We know it, and still we do that. We are in ignorance. Have to come out of it. Then happiness. See, happiness is also in 3 ways. Goodness, poison at beginning, ends like nectar, self-realization. So what we are doing now, self-realization, taking the ultimate knowledge. Definitely it is poison at beginning. Getting up early morning against our modes. how many days sleeping till 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, or something like that. It is now against our mode, getting up at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock and sitting here. I always agitated doing that. This now sitting and doing one job at a time, it's definitely poisonous. It is really hurting. It is hard for me to digest. I'm not able to do this here. But finally, what have you got now? The nectar of our life. The nectar we are experiencing. This makes our life complete, perfect, clear. And what about passion? Nectar at first, poison at the end, arises from sense gratification. The very beginning, it will be something like nectar, something we doing some sense gratificatory things. No? Oh, I'm enjoying. I'm going to this movie. I'm going to that. I'm eating this. I'm that. I'm enjoying this. That's what the whole world is running behind. End is poison. What is the result of it? The more you do in the sense gratification, the more you are going to get binded. Yeah. And what is ignorance? Out of illusion arises from sleep, laziness, and illusion. Yeah. Poison in beginning, poison at end. Both are poison. In the beginning, also, a person who is a druggist, who is selling the drugs, or who is in a bar, what is his life? Or a slaughter, or a butcher? Is an ignorant. In the beginning, also killing so many animals and serving so many in the bar, getting insulted by others. It's poisonous. And the results is also poison. Here also problem, there also problem, result also problem. Everything is for them. It's only sorrow. This is an ignorant person. Yeah. Now, idle worker for social order and duties, perfection through work, attaining the supreme. 4 social orders and duties. Here, very important. 18th chapter, 42nd verse. Make a note. 42, 43, 44. It says the activities of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Very simple. Brahmana, all these 9 qualities. A person who is having these 9 qualities is a Brahmana. The 4th chapter, Krishna says, Chaturvarnya Maya Sushtam Gunakarma Vibhavishaha. These 4 gunas or the 4 varnas is been divided according to their activities and their nature, not by birth. Brahmana son is not a Brahmana, Shudra son is not a Shudra. Where the qualities. That's why Drona's son was called as Brahma Bandhu. Ashwatthama was known as Brahma Bandhu, not a Brahmana. But Dronacharya was a great Brahmana. Son of a Brahmana was not a Brahmana. It is known as Brahma Bandhu. Brahma Bandhu means Bandhu, relative. Relative of a Brahmana we can see, but not a Brahmana. Here you can see the qualities. Peacefulness. Brahmana should be peace. Self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. And what is knowledge? You should all remember this. What is knowledge? Who am I? Who's the Supreme Lord? What is the relationship between me and the Supreme Lord? These 3 things are knowledge, sambandha jnana. Other than this, anything which is not related to this, it's not at all knowledge. It's ignorance. It's in science. Here, yes, Kshatriya, heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership. 7 qualities. He is a Kshatriya. A person who's with this qualities, you should consider him as a Kshatriya, not whoever becomes a politician, MLA, MP, this, nowhere. Or a person whoever joins the army or a air force or anything is a Kshatriya. No. A person stands as a leader. Who's the hero? And today, who's our hero? We see these film actors, we make them as heroes. So we say having that qualities of power. And main thing is the mood to save others. Selfless service. He is the protector. By developing the strength, he develops his strength to protect others. Now you see the people who go to the gym. What do they do? just want to show off or harm others by his strength. They cannot be Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas never ever they harm others. If somebody, a person was harming others, he cannot be a Kshatriya. Very clear. Clear? This is the qualities of Kshatriyana Vaishya. Farming, cow protection, and business. Vanijya and Goraksha. Krishi, Goraksha, and Vanijya. This is the Vaishyas. And Vaishyas is a person, is a representative of the belly, stomach of the Supreme Lord. He takes care of everyone's stomach. In those days, that's why there was no cash in those days, no money. Only exchange system was there. And they did not had any value for the grains. Oh, this much is this much, this is that much, only this much I can give you. No. And a Vaishya is a person who feeds everyone. And almost all the grihasthas do the same. After cooking, they have to come out, stand outside the gate and shout 3 times. Is anyone starving? My house, we have ready. The preparation is done. Anybody wants food or a meal can come. We have to serve. 3 times he has to shout. Nobody comes, then he has to take his prashadam. If anybody comes, it is called as Atiti Devo Bhava. Atiti Devo Bhava. The Supreme Lord comes in the form of Atiti. You invite him. If he comes, see, nowadays you have to intimate that I'm coming to your house and you have to go. Those days, no. There is no phone calls, no letter also. One fine day, they give a surprise coming. And whatever they have prepared, first they start serving the Atiti. In the later parts, if something is remaining, they take. Atiti Devo Bhava. And Krishna gets pleased by such selfless service. Sometimes we also say this, but we don't know the meaning, the purpose of it. What is it? Very simple. Krishna conscious is nothing but selfless. A person who is selfless can think easily is in Krishna consciousness. Okay. The Shudra, labor and service to others. As I was giving the example in the 4th chapter itself. Shudra is who is a person? Nambikeya Banta, I was saying. Trustworthy person is a Shudra. Now we don't have the qualities of a Shudra also. Who's going to trust us? Even our own relatives don't trust us. What to speak of outsiders? Your boss will not trust his servant, and servant will not trust his proprietor or the master. That is our society. Because we are very modernized, civilized people, so we behave like this. We want to give more importance for the material things. Here, and now we can see perfection through work. One can become perfect by doing all the duties of his respective varna for the Lord's pleasure. Whatever you can see here, you know who is the chairman of Mayapur, the head of ISKCON? The Ford company's son, Ford Henry, is now initiated by Srila Prabhupada. His name is Amrish. He's doing his work. He has not given up his work. But he is the greatest devotee. And you can see other film actors are in. If you have a quality of a painting Krishna's photos. Do your job with serving Krishna. You can see army person with hand with a beat bag chanting. So in Ukraine war also, there's so many devotees in the army. They're chanting and they're doing their service. Not that you should become a Brahmana to get liberated. Just a small story I'll see there. So once what happened, Narada Muni was passing in it. See, Narada Muni is a liberated person, He can pass all the 3 worlds. Anywhere he can go. There is no restriction, as I was saying. A person who is surrendered to the Krishna is fully freedom. His freedom starts increasing. I gave an example of an animal. When it's not listening to the master, it's tied with a rope. And if it's still not obeying to him, it has been tied to his leg. Even it cannot walk freely. That is the position of an animal who is not obedient to his master. But a person completely surrendered to his master, his freedom increases. I was giving the example of the kite also. When the kite is in the hands of spiritual master, our independence is in the hands of spiritual master. We can fly high in the sky. If we wanted to be all our independent should be, I should hold it, then you just fall somewhere, isn't it? So Narada Muni is a liberated person. Just he was coming to a town. He saw a Brahmana. As soon as seeing Narada Muni, welcomed him, made him to sit. Narada Muni, please come, come. He made him to sit. And then it was something, he gave some water or something. Then finally he asked, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Vaikuntha. Okay, I have a question. Please ask from the Lord, when will I get liberated? And that Brahmana was such a scholarly person. All the Puranas, Itihasas, all the Upanishads, all the shlokas, verses, everything was flowing something like Ganges river. In that way, the shlokas and everything, such a perfectional person he was. And he asked, when will I get liberated? And finally said, please let me know what Lord is doing when you saw the Lord. What is he doing at the present? Okay, he said, and he was passing the other way. Then a cobbler was stitching the slippers. A cobbler was sitting under a tree. Seeing Narada Muni, he also got up, gave him the obeisances, and welcomed him, made him to sit on a mat, and respectfully gave some water or served him something. And he also has the same thing. My dear Narada Muni, please let me know, when will I get liberated? And let me also know what Lord is doing now. The same question what Brahman asked, the cobbler also asked the same question. And finally, Narada Muni went to Vaikuntha. Then he gave the obeisances to Lord Narayana. And Lord asked, what is the message from the earthly planet? He said, Array, Supreme Lord, what that you don't know? You are residing in everyone's heart, you know everything. But Lord said, no, hearing from your mouth is pleasing, my dear Narada Muni. You say what happened. And he's saying many things. Then he said, one peculiar thing happened. Two persons, Brahmana and a cobbler, asked the same question. So Brahmana asked when he's going to get liberated in the cobbler. And the Lord said, oh, Brahmana, go and say him that he takes at least 1,000 lifetimes to get liberated. Oh, 1,000 lifetimes. And what about cobbler? Cobbler, he'll get liberated in this life. Even Narada Muni was astonished to hear this, surprised. Right? Brahmana takes 1,000 lives, and this cobbler, this life he gets liberated. My dear Lord, how is this? Yes, one more question also now. Yes, he asked what you are doing now. Go and say to them that I was trying to insert an elephant in a needle hole. In a needle hole, I'm trying to insert an elephant. Oh, okay, fine. He'll come here to the earthly planet. And once he was coming, Brahmana, once again, he welcomed him. He asked, Narada Muni, had you gone to Vaikuntha? Yes, yes. What did the Lord say? He said, you'll be liberated after 1,000 lifetimes. He got angry. What? 1,000 lifetimes? Do you think I'm a fool? You ask any verse from any Vedas, any scriptures, Upanishads, wherever, I'm able to say, I'm so great. I know everything. I know purpose of life, everything I know. And you're saying 1,000 lifetimes. Okay. Are you really gone to Vaikuntha? Let me know. What Lord was doing? He said, Lord was trying to insert an elephant within the needle hole. He got angry. You think I'm a fool? Can someone insert an elephant within a needle hole? Is it possible? You're making me a fool? He started chastising Narada Muni. So Narada Muni ran away from them. Then finally he came to this cobbler. He asked cobbler again once again. Welcomed him, gave the obeisances. He asked, did you go to Vaikuntha? What did the Lord say? He said, Lord said that you'll be getting liberated in this lifetime. Oh, Lord is so merciful. I'm such a fallen soul, but he liberates even that. That's why he's known as Dina Bandhu. So he's known as Bhaktavatsala. So whatever the fallen soul we are, he gets liberated. Then what was Lord doing at this moment? He said, Lord was trying to insert elephant within the needle hole. You know, Narada Muni is scared. What is the reaction of this cobbler? Then cobbler, with a surprised mood, he saw, what? Lord is trying to insert. What is this, Narada Muni? Why should Lord try for anything doing? Just by his wish, everything gets fulfilled. Just by his wish to insert an elephant within the needle hole. Why can't it is possible? Now Narada Muni is surprised. A person who is a scholarly person knows all the essence of the Vedas, everything he knows. And he's not able to understand this. And you're saying you're having such a faith on the Lord's. Well, how is this? Then he says, see, I'm sitting under a banyan tree. There are thousands of fruits fall on me. He shows a fruit. And he opens a fruit and shows there are thousands of seeds within this fruit, small fruit. Within that, there are thousands of seeds. And each seed, it is smaller than the mustard. Each seed is having such a huge tree within it. God can insert such a huge tree within the small seed. Why can't he insert an elephant within the needle hole? Now you have to be understood. Such a strong faith you have in the Lord, so you are getting liberated. But a Brahmana, he knows everything in the Vedas, everything he knows. He did not have faith in the Lord. So to get liberated, it is not that we should become Brahmanas. Even being a Shudra, the lowest of the lowest, also you can get liberated by having a strong, unflinching faith on the Supreme Lord. That's it. Clear? And now we can see attaining the Supreme. Bhaktya mama vijanati yavanyasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. I said from the beginning, introduction. From introduction, I have started this. Bhaktya mama vijanati, Krishna is saying in the last. Without becoming a devotee, never ever you'll be able to understand this transcendental, mysterious knowledge. This divine knowledge is not understandable by everyone. It's only a devotee can understand. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Only then we will be able to understand the purpose of our human life. Then we'll be able to get liberated from this miserable material world. Without that, no. Just become a devotee. Wherever you are standing, whichever position, whether you're a cobbler, whether you're a businessman, whether you're a Brahmana, Shudra, whatever is your position, whether you're a woman, man, or a child, or an old person, whatever it is, just become a devotee of the Lord. You'll get very simple. Then law of God. Law of God, ray of hope, surrender unto Krishna. This is only hope that we have. There's no other way. Follow. Depend on Krishna, following principles of Bhagavad Gita, under the guidance of bona fide Guru, perform acts while remembering Krishna. These are the instructions. Please do follow. Depend on Krishna, whatever comes to our life. Don't bother whether it can be happiness or a sorrow or difficulties, whatever it is coming to our life. Depend on Krishna, he will take care. And follow the principles of Bhagavad Gita. Take the instructions, implement in our life. And it should be under the guidance of a spiritual master. Not whimsically doing. Reading Bhagavad Gita and doing whimsically according to my own thoughts, according to our modes. No, it may not give the result. So you should take the instructions of the spiritual master and perform acts while remembering Krishna. Whenever you're doing cooking, just think on some kirtan, Hare Krishna, those missions will be there. You on that, on hearing, or else you yourself start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and start cooking. Or else you are doing something in the outside, some job. Remember Krishna and do your job. Somebody will say, oh, while doing work, how could we remember? We cannot do that. That is what practice. Now, for the beginning, we should be karma yogi. We should work, get the fruit of our actions and offer to the Lord, because we are not able to meditate on Lord. That is a practice we keep on doing. Then we'll come to a perfection stage. The result, personal protection, pass over all obstacles personally, take care to supreme abode. Here you can see the second picture, how Lord carries from this ocean of birth and death, Bhavasagara. He comes to gives his hand and takes us back to the spiritual world. Okay? Then rays of hope. Sarva dharman prityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. We saw the very beginning story itself. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Give up whatever you have the possessions now. Oh, I'm a great Brahmana. No way you get liberated. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktiruchyate. The greatest devotional service is serving the Supreme Lord, Rishikesha, who is the proprietor of all the senses, pleasing his senses through my senses. That is the purpose of human life. Understand that. A simple story I'll say to understand this. Once, in a great big kingdom, there was a king and did not had any children. So without any children, what was he doing? Then in the end of his time, he was thinking, I have to please all my subjects because they are my children. So he said to the minister, invite everyone, whatever the wish they have, I'm going to fulfill it, whatever the desires. So he called everyone came, they started saying their own, whatever the desire they had. I want to build a house. King said, I will build for you. One said, I want to get married. I'll see a girl for you. Get married to you. Some father came, I want to get married to my daughter. Yes, I'll take care of it. In that way, whatever the desires they had, he fulfilled it. And one old woman, she did not come to the king. And he asked the minister, are all have come? He said, yes, everyone have come. Only one lady, one old woman, she asked me. Go personally invite her. Then they brought that lady and she told, my dear king, I have a desire, but it cannot be fulfilled. So I don't. No, my dear mother, what your desire? No, I consider you as my son. One day I want to invite you for a meal, for lunch prasadam, but I'm very poor. I cannot serve you, but I have a desire to do this. So I kept quiet, I did not know. And the king orders, my dear mother, why this will not be done? Minister, take care of this. This day I'm going to this mother house and I'll be having my prasad. Okay, fine. Then the minister said, let me see your house. And it was a small hut. They said, how will the king come and enter this hut? They made, for a time being, they gave an international guest room for that old lady. They made her to stay there. And they started developing, building a big mahal, Raj Mahal there. And it was completely furnished with sofa. And if the king comes, he needs to take rest. There should be cot. And for cooking, there should be a big kitchen. In this way, a very big mahal was built. On that day, the king was invited. This lady was brought, and she cooked something, provided to the king. Understood? See, they had a small desires. One want to get married, one had want to have a house or something like this. But this lady, she did not had any desire. Only one desire to please the king. What happened? She got a mahal, she got furniture, she got everything what the king needs. Here, just think, an ordinary king. You want to please an ordinary king, you're going to get so many things. If you wanted to please the Supreme Lord, Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayak, He is the Lord of all the universes. You want to serve Him, please Him, just think what you may not get in your life. This is the essence. Understand. This is how Krishna says, Mam Ekam Sharan.
Looks like some connection issue. Prabhuji will be back.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, it got disconnected. And here you see, Krishna says, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Surrender unto me only. Oh, this is a little difficult for us for present moment. Yes, by understanding, by developing, we'll be able to. Krishna says in the other verse also, Mam chayo vibicharena bhakti yogena sevate sa gunan samatittaitan brahma bhuyai kalpate. Vyabhichari means what? Vyabhichari means prostitution. Avyabhichari. Avyabhichari means a sincere, chaste woman. You should be very chaste. You should have complete dependence on it. Because we are very beginners, it takes time, but that is ultimate. Once we come to that platform, transcendental peace will be able to experience transcendental peace, supreme and eternal abode, free from sinful reactions at once. This is all that as Krishna says. Once you come to this platform, it's finished. You will take care. Completely, you will take care of us. Now, no need to do anything also. Just a strong desire within our heart that I should become a pure devotee. That is sufficient. He will take rest of other things. He will guide us accordingly. Somebody else will come in our life. Somebody will take us to some center or something will happen. We'll become a great devotee. End results. Who can receive? One who distributes this knowledge. One who studies. One who listens with faith. The supreme auspiciousness. Who can receive this? Can everyone receive? Yes, it is free. Everyone can receive this. A devoted, but need some qualities. Very beginning, you have to surrender. Have faith on Supreme Lord Krishna. Devoted, non-envious. As I was saying, when I have a pen or a mobile, it's envious on the Lord because I am the possessor of this. I am proprietor of this particular thing. That means you are envious of the Lord. Subtly somewhere. So, not to be envious. Think that everything, whatever is visible to me, it all belongs to the Supreme Lord. I am his servant. Then friend, then self-control. Krishna gives freedom. Devotee surrenders. Iti te jnanamakyatam gushyat gushyataram maya vishrujyaitat asheshena yatechasi tatha kuru. Now, Krishna is saying, thus, I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Most confidential part I have said to you now. Deliberate on this fully and then do what you wish to do. What are willing to do, you do. Is not taking our independence. Clear? Is not taking our independence. From the beginning, I'm saying Krishna that is the only independence, the free will he has given us. Will never take us free will. Even after instructing this, he's not saying, Arjuna, you have to fight. No. I completely given you the knowledge. Now you decide. That is what we will be doing. All the session has been completed. It's now up to you. It's up to you to decide whether to continue or not to continue, whether to make your life perfect or not make perfect. It's up to you now. Isn't it? Yes. Krishna gives freedom. Devotee surrenders. Arjuna Vacha. Nashto moha smritirlabdha tvat prasadhan mayuchata stitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Arjuna said, my dear Krishna, oh infallible one, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. I am now firm and free from doubt, and I am prepared to act according to your instructions. This should be our position. Now I understood everything. My ignorance, I've come out of my ignorance or illusion, I've come out. So many days I was in a great illusion. Now I come out of it. I'm completely surrendering unto you. I'll come up to my fullest extent, I'll start serving you. Arjuna is saying, the instructions whichever you're giving, I'll consider that as an ultimate thing. I'll never use my own intelligence whimsically. I'll never try to do. Whatever you instruct, I'll do according. Now, if we are really a true devotee, then we take the position of Arjuna. Take the instructions of Krishna and implement in our life. One who distributes this knowledge is here. So how can we achieve this very easily? Yaidam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshva vidhijai dhasyate bhaktim mai param krutva mam ye vaishyati asamshayaha. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, your devotional service is guaranteed. A person who gives this knowledge, for him, pure devotional service is guaranteed. Don't think nothing we get here. We say it's everything free, 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 but still we get the mercy of the Lord. Once we start giving this knowledge to others, making others a Krishna conscious person, making a devotee of the Lord, Krishna's mercy flows on us. So now it's your turn. So how many you introduce this Bhagavad Gita, distribute this Bhagavad Gita, or introduce to these sessions, make them a devotee. Definitely Krishna will be pleased. And our bhakti, our devotional service will be guaranteed. Yeah. And at the end, he will come back to me. Krishna is assuring that in the end, he will come back to me. There is no doubt. Clear? And if not that, one who studies this Bhagavad Gita sincerely, worships me by intelligence, at least under a bona fide spiritual master's guidance, if he studies, at least he'll come to next level. His intelligence, he'll start to worship Supreme Lord. Then one who listens with faith, at least a person who's listening, frees from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planets. Frees from sinful reactions and attains to the auspicious planet. At least he gets elevated to the higher planets. This is what he'll get. So somewhere or the other, you'll be getting benefited. There is no doubt in it. Here. And the last, this Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwar Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurkaraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir, Dhruvani Tir Matir Mama. The end, Sanjaya is saying, wherever there is Krishna, master of all mistakes, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion. Wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, that means wherever there is the Supreme Lord and the pure devotees, definitely there will be, all will be there. Opulence, the very first thing. To serve the Lord as the old woman. Just to serve the king, she got everything. The same way, once you have a desire to serve the Lord, automatically the whole material nature comes with you. Everything, whatever you need to serve the Lord is fulfilled. Then victory. Wherever you go, it's a victory because Lord Krishna, Madhava is with us. The goddess of fortune, husband of God. So goddess fortune is with us. Wherever she is, there is victory. Extraordinary power. Even if the opposite team has 11 Akshoyis and I have only 7 Akshoyinis. They are standing 4 people opposite to me. I'm single-handed here, alone. Even then I can win the battle. Why? Because Krishna is there. Extraordinary power and morality. And doing all this, you'll be standing on dharma. You're not doing anything illegal activities or immoral, irreligious. No. You'll be always a dharmic person. Whatever you're doing, it's perfect. Because you're doing for Krishna. And Krishna is with us. And he will never let us do wrong things also. He's always protecting us. Internally, he'll be guiding us. That is my opinion. He's saying to Dhritarashtra, no way your sons can win. It is Pandavas who are going to win because Krishna is in their side. Clear? Yes, this is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. Now today, under the acronym SMILE, what did we see? Definitely by the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, the smile remains with us the whole life. Because after understanding what is the purpose of life, you know what is happiness. Serving Krishna will be happy. Listen. The summary of Karma Yoga, we are saying true renunciation, false renunciation. Modes of nature in this knowledge, action, understanding, determination, happiness, how these 3 modes are influencing. And idle worker, whatever you are, your life can become perfect by serving the Lord. And law of faith, just having a desire to love the Lord, rest all He will give us. Okay, an end result. So all can get this. Even a person who's hearing is benefited. A person who's studying is benefited. But a person who distributes this knowledge, definitely he comes to the next level. Okay. So what is for tomorrow? Tomorrow will be the conclusion session of this 18 chapters. Conclusion of 18 chapters. complete picture about next level life. So if you're being with us, what are the sessions you'll be getting, chanting sessions, all this will be explained, and feedback from all. And whatever your feedback, please do. At least tomorrow we can turn on your videos and something, at least to motivate us, to inspire us. You can say something. What is the feedback? What you have benefited from this 18 days? So that it motivates us to make such kind of sessions more and more. Okay. And finally, introduction of representatives. So we'll thank our background team who are working behind and who are making this session successful. Regularly, they are doing it. So we can just at least know them tomorrow. Okay. Now, this will be the last quiz link. And every day, I think the quiz will be, I don't know whether they were blocking it or not, but still, for today, it will be opened. All the links will be opened. So you can attend. If you have missed some of the session links, you can attend the quiz and complete all the 18-day sessions so that you will be getting a certificate through ISKCON. Okay, now let us chant once Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashikam Nam Kalikalmashanashanam Natharu Pratarupaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyati. So many times I said this verse, isn't it? So Iti Shodashikam Nam, this 16 syllables. 16 syllables of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Kalikalmashanashanam, is having the potency to remove the contaminations of this Kali Yuga. Natharu Pratarupaya. There is no other way, no alternative also. Sarva Vedeshu Drishyati. Even you search all the Vedas, there is no other alternative than Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Here, Lakshmi Narasimhadev, Gandharvika Giridhari, ISKCON HPR. Now, if you have any questions, you can raise your hands. Meanwhile, we'll see the report. Okay, yes, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So, we can also announce about today's program, Saturday event.
Yes. Today it's Saturday. In Electronic City, we have a program in the evening. So devotees who are willing to do some service can come by 4. And who wanted to attend the program, we can come by 6 o'clock. But attending 6 o'clock is nothing, just as an outsider, you sit there and go. But as a part of a team, you can come within and you can serve. You can experience more, because sitting in a theater and seeing movie, nothing you understand. But you become a director within, how this shooting has been done, where all they have gone, what all is it, more detailed information. In that way, by sitting outside, you may not get a complete picture. You come within and start serving, you'll understand what is life. So how blissful the devotees are by serving others. That is Krishna consciousness. Okay, so it's an open invitation to all. There'll be a message by Chandrasekhar Prabhu in the group. Who are near to Electronic City, you can come and join. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, so now we can see the reports, Prabhu.
Yes.
Hope you can see my screen, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. So after chapter 17, like day before yesterday report, like 40 attendees, 40 devotees were attended the session, which was attended by 24 devotees, and 15 devotees did chanting, and 14 devotees did Naivedya. And yeah, so overall we have around 24 devotees who have given yes to next
level. That means to be with us for every day.
Yes.
Chanting. Yes, Prabhuji.
So we have one question, Prabhu, regarding chanting from Vaishali Mataji. So if I want to do 10 rounds of japa every day, can I split it into 4 in the morning, 3 in the noon, and 3 in the evening, or should I do all rounds in one sitting? And if I want to go deeper, are there any courses by ISKCON where the Gita is taught in detail? After this course, at what time will the daily chanting take place?
Same timings, 5:30 chanting with Srila Prabhupada, and 6 to 6:30, one round of chanting and one shloka. Okay, then ISKCON has many courses: Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, We think so many things, but for time being, let us start chanting and go step after step. One by one, we want to chant. We can divide. We want to chant. I want to chant
Prabhuji, your voice is breaking a bit. Video is
absent.
getting stuck.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. There is some disturbance, like your voice is breaking and video is stuck, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Regarding chanting, you can, I think.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please do raise hand so we can take the questions. Shivana Prabhu will connect, right?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Is it not? Yes, yes. Okay. Still, my network is very low. It's yes.
Chandrasekhar Prabhu got also disconnected.
You got disconnected. I don't know, Prabhu. There's some problem here.
Even your signal is showing red color. Prabhu.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
You can
Let me
disconnect
try
from,
with.
video, Prabhu. You can just.
I'm just trying with this mobile. You can make me. This is also is rounding. Let me just rounding.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, you are the host, Prabhu. I think you can only make the host of your another device.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, yes. Ah, so where we were, Prabhu? So I hope all the announcement is done.
Yes, Prabhu. Announcement part is done, Prabhu. You can take any questions if you have.
Yes. Okay, if anyone is having any questions, you can raise a hand. And yeah, my internet also is not so good. So if no questions, we'll wind up. No questions. Fine. Chandrasekhar Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, there was.
Fine. You're also getting connected to two devices. So.
Let me enter. Yes, Prabhu. There was one question about regarding chanting, Prabhu. If if someone wants to do 10 rounds, whether it needs to be done in one sitting. Did you answer that, Prabhu? I think.
I hope I answered it, Prabhu.
Okay.
I answered, Prabhu.
Okay.
Prabhu, I think
Vaishali Mataji, you got the answer, no?
No, Prabhu, your voice was breaking, so you can explain it once again, Prabhu.
Okay, okay. So, see, when you wanted to do 10 rounds, you can just divide according to your time, how it permits you. So, it can be in the morning, as Mataji herself is suggesting, 4 rounds in the morning, afternoon, evening. Yes, you can do accordingly. There's nothing problem. And we'll be sending a chanting video also in the group. I hope we already sent. Raju Prabhu has made a video. Raju Prabhu, it's there in the group.
Actually, Prabhu, that video is
Raju
in
Prabhu,
Kannada, Prabhu.
in Kannada.
Yes. We did for Kannada batch,
Not a
Prabhu.
problem. Not a problem, Prabhu.
Yeah,
You
we
can
can send
send.
it. We can send
If
that
it's
only.
possible, you can make it in English. Yes, Prabhu?
We can send Kannada only, Prabhu. There is no much difference in Kannada or English in chanting, Prabhu. You can send
Yeah,
it.
you can send the same. If it's possible, you can do one more in English also.
Actually, we
Okay.
asked
For time being, you can send the same.
Preeti Mataji to do the English version of that. So Mataji then do. Okay, Prabhu. We'll send.
Yes, yes, yes.
That also
Fine,
on
you send for the time being. You
Naivedya
send.
video also we will send it to.
Yeah, okay. You can send both, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's fine. It's in Kannada, but still you will be able to understand. Meanwhile, we'll be trying to do in English. The background will be changed. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. We can send the two videos, Prabhu, the links. Okay. Yes. Fine. Anything else, Prabhu? Chandrasekhar Prabhu?
No, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay. Thank you for all the devotees who are participating in today's session. So let us chant once Hare Krishna Mahamantra and wind up for today. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. So now I'll give the option to unmute yourself. You all can unmute and say Hare Krishna and leave the session.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Vaishali Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Archana Mataji, Hare
Krishna Prabhu.
Vasant Prabhu, Shweta Mataji, Hare Krishna. Mataji, Hare Krishna. Aruna Kumari Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Divya Mataji, Saraswati Mataji, Mohan Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna. My internet is low, so I'm not able to see who's saying Hare Krishna. It's okay. Hare Krishna to all. Thank you. Thank you for today. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna to all.
So I hope
Raju Prabhu.
I am host. Yes. So I'll end the session.
Thank you all for joining.
Hare Krishna to
Hare
all.
Krishna Prabhuji.
So may
Session tomorrow.
may Lord see that the day is always sorry, not able to. Okay. By the mercy of the Lord, your day always be in Krishna consciousness. May Lord help you to remember Krishna in all your activities and make our life perfect by engaging more and more in Krishna's activities. Krishna conscious. Okay.